Russia has strongly condemned the United States following recent FBI searches of homes belonging to 2 Americans with connections to Russian state media. The searches, which took place earlier in August, have sparked a sharp rebuke from Maria Zakharova, the spokesperson for the Russian Foreign Ministry, who accused the US of undermining democracy and violating human rights. In a fiery statement, Zakharova questioned the silence of international organizations such as Reporters Without Borders, UNESCO, and the OSCE, urging them to speak out against what she described as a blatant attack on freedom of speech. "I hope they will not remain silent," Zakharova said, adding that the incident should be noted in the US State Department's report on human rights and democracy.
What do Reporters Without Borders, UNESCO Director General Madame Azoulay, and OSCE commissioners think about this? I hope they will not remain silent. I am sure that this shameful fact will be recorded in the State Department report on the degradation of the situation with human rights and freedom of speech in the United States.
Zakharova also sarcastically called for condemnation from White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre and former U.S. Ambassador to Russia Michael McFaul, implying that the crackdown on American citizens with Russian ties was hypocritical given U.S. criticism of other nations for similar actions.
We are expecting an angry rebuke to the American authorities for the rollback of democracy from the White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre. Haven't forgotten anyone? That's right, we also need a tweet from McFaul about the attack on liberalism in the States and press releases from American embassies around the world threatening to impose sanctions against Biden.
The FBI searches, which were confirmed by the agency as court-authorized law enforcement activity, targeted the homes of Scott Ritter, a former United Nations weapons inspector, and Dimitri K. Symes, an advisor to Donald Trump's 2016 presidential campaign and a prominent figure on Russian state television. Both men have publicly criticized U.S. foreign policy and have denied any wrongdoing, framing the searches as politically motivated. Ritter, who has been critical of U.S. actions in Ukraine and was previously convicted in 2011 in an online underage sex sting, stated that the FBI's interest in him likely stems from alleged violations of the Foreign Agents Registration Act, FARA. The law requires Americans to disclose any political activities carried out on behalf of foreign governments. Ritter insists that he has fully complied with the law and that the search was retaliation for his outspoken views. Symes, who hosts a weekly talk show on Russia's Channel 1, expressed similar concerns, describing the FBI's actions as an attempt to intimidate and discredit him. He suggested that the US government is trying to damage his ability to live in or visit the United States. The FBI has declined to provide further details on the searches, but US intelligence officials have repeatedly warned of Russian efforts to influence US elections. The New York Times reported that the Justice Department has launched a broader investigation into Americans working with Russian state television networks, with more searches and potential criminal charges expected.